Macmillan Audio presents An Unorthodox Match by Naomi Ragen. Read for you by Gabra Zackman. I will lead the blind by a road they did not know, and I will make them walk by paths they never knew. I will turn darkness before them to light, and rough places into level ground. These are the promises. I will keep them without fail. Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 16. 1. Leah Howard sat there facing Rabbi Weintraub's empty chair, rehearsing what she was going to say to him. She was surprised by her nervousness. After all, she'd been a top marketing executive in a spectacularly successful startup. Sales pitches were her lifeblood. And this was, after all, in the final analysis, just another product she was trying to sell, even if that product was herself. How truthful should I be? She wondered. Should she talk about her parents, her childhood, the FBI investigation and avalanche of lawsuits that had bankrupted her company and put her on the unemployment lines? Or should she start at the beginning, with the sleazy, deserted park where she had encountered God for the first time as he reached down and plucked her, a terrified 8-year-old, from the horror of the fate unfolding before her eyes? Or perhaps it was best to dive into the immediate present and the 2-year spiritual journey that had led her to apply now to a women's study program for newly observant Orthodox Jews in the Haredi enclave of Boro Park, Brooklyn. She opened up her purse, a ridiculously expensive Minnie Kelly bag from Hermes she'd purchased from her first bonus check in the mistaken belief that she could afford it, pulling out a tissue and dabbing her eyes. Why go into any of that? It would just make her sound pathetic. Worse, she'd come across like one of those typical, druggy, misfit instant converts that usually came knocking on the doors of Hasidic outreach programs when they needed to be rescued from their lives. The door opened and closed as a secretary in a brown wig covered by a fuzzy white mohair beret went in and out shuffling papers. "He'll just be another minute." She smiled, probably forgetting she'd said the same thing 15 minutes ago. Leah nodded, smiling back. She was in no rush. She peered out of the window into the freezing, rain-swept Brooklyn streets, catching glimpses of men in black overcoats, plastic bags protecting their large-brimmed black hats from ruin, women in staid, calf-length blue raincoats with sensible, low-heeled boots hurrying past. She thought of the last conversation she'd had with her mother. "It's not a cult, Mom. It's exactly the way your parents brought you up. Exactly the way my grandparents and great-grandparents lived their whole lives. The way our people have lived for thousands of years. Which is exactly why I jumped into a hippie van in the 80s and disappeared. Why are you doing this, Lola? Is it because of what happened with your company? Or with Andrew? Or is it still Josh?" "Leah. I'm called Leah now." She'd corrected her, cringing. Lola, feathers in her hair. How she'd always hated that name. She refused to answer, her stomach somersaulting at the questions. "I can't believe you are moving back to Brooklyn, sinking into everything I ran away from. I brought you up with freedom." "Freedom. Yeah, your generation was so big on that. And where has it gotten us? There's a rape every 6 minutes in this country. And 43,000 people dying of drug overdoses every year, and half of all kids under 18 have watched their parents get divorced, some of them more than once. 40% are growing up with no fathers. Great job."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?